And welcome to American Civil War and UK history, and I'm also part of the Unfiltered Historian team, and I'm standing in a very important spot, and I'm standing on the spot where Stonewall Jackson will be wounded in the Chancellorsville campaign. I'm going to turn you around because I'm going to go through the steps on what happens. So this pathway follows the route that Jackson will go. So Jackson is going to walk up this route, or not walk up, he's going to probably be on horseback. And remember, they've been pushing the Union Army back from the flank march, but by now it's dark, and he's gonna ride up to this point, and the Union are positioned in this direction where we're walking. And I'll show you this plaque. And we're going to turn the back round. He's going to ride back towards his own line. The problem is it's dark now, and the Confederates that are up here, the North Carolina Brigade. Sorry, Tyler. Yeah, do you want to jump in and
So yeah, I can help that on the way back. Let me get on the 18th, North Carolina is going to be the ones responsible for wounding Jackson here on this road. The road known as the Mountain Road is what Jackson takes to reconnoiter and find the sounds of Union soldiers felling trees in order for them to dig in, essentially, and have that protection on this part of the battlefield. Well, upon Jackson's return, as Jackson is moving towards where we are headed. Now, mind you, the 18th North Carolina has had some trigger-happy moments throughout this night of the 2nd of May. The 18th North Carolina is being harassed by the 8th Pennsylvania Cavalry on horseback, blue coats, horseback, running out of the woods, taking shots at these men in the 18th, and then disappearing into the darkness of the wilderness behind them. On the other side of this busy road that you're hearing, which is known as Route 3 today, but it would have been known as the Turnpike during the war, what's going to happen there is going to be a very crazy incident. So during the flank attack, mass confusion reigns on both sides. On this side of the Turnpike here, what happens with another regiment, the 118th Pennsylvania Infantry, will be pretty much forced out of their trenches. Lieutenant Colonel Levi Smith, in command of that regiment there, will actually want to retake those trenches that were taken from him. So he assumes a flag of truce. Now, it's not recognized, but it's an assumption on his behalf that he's going to be able to just walk on into these enemy trenches now and find out what's the status of them, who is in these trenches, and it comes out to be a Confederate regiment. I believe it's the 27th North Carolina, if I'm not mistaken. Now, when he's over there, and the North Carolinians are like, you can't just go back to your trench after finding out who's in here and then launch an attack, because ultimately that's what would happen. The Confederates charged him with not honoring a flag of truce, and they kept him. Well, members of the 118th Pennsylvania are really upset about the fact that their commander has not returned yet. So they are in turn going to send some folks over to the other works and get captured in turn. Well, now the Confederates realize, well, there's a loosely big little regiment just kind of hanging out in these works ahead. So they go forward, and only a select few shout to those men that Stonewall Jackson has you surrounded. Stonewall Jackson certainly does not have you surrounded, but they all throw up their arms and they take pretty much prisoner to those Confederates. Those Confederates will take them down, and they will be prisoners for the remainder of the war. Most will be discharged out and served again in some capacity. But that gives us an idea as to why the 18th North Carolina will fire some of those shots into Jackson's line, because as Jackson's approaching this position here, he's on horseback. Remember, Jackson's wearing a dark overcoat this night as well. He's not wearing the gray typical color. And those North Carolinians being harassed by the 8th Pennsylvania Cavalry and similar situations happening on that side of the road will lead to them taking shots at this riding party coming out of the wood. Jackson's hit once in the elbow, once in the palm, and once in the shoulder. It's 3 wounds in total. Little Sorrel will bolt off in towards the woods, and the other party members like Keith Boswell, he will be shot in the head, killed, falling dead right in this road area here. Some of his other staff party are shot and wounded as well. A.P. Hill will even come up to find out what's going on and himself be wounded, as many members of his riding party are wounded as well. This ultimately starts Jackson's journey to the end. Here is where he is wounded. He is taken out of action by the 18th North Carolina, firing into his line, his riding party, if you will. and sealing Jackson's fate for the next few days in May.